You are now tuned in to Power Podcasts, the Empower Hour. Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. I am Brandi L. Bates, author of Moonshine for the Soul, The Art of Grind, and many other books. I'll be your host for tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Soledad Francis and on Instagram at Brandi is Winning. Most of these podcasts can be found archived on YouTube, hashtag Power Podcasts, but please listen to them while they still have all of their spirit and vitality by subscribing to us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and or brandybates.podomatic.com. So they say the best way to hide anything is in plain sight. There is no vaccination against thinking, you guys. Ideas know no boundaries and no censorship. And what's more, ideas have a dangerous tendency to spread like wildfire. You guys, we are about to enter into a new decade. Do you hear me? We are about to enter into a new era, a new dispensation, a new generation, if you will. We are living in a time of the improbable happening. And I say that to say that anything is really possible at this juncture. Bob Marley said, he was quoted as saying, the problem is people are being hated when they're real and are being loved when they are fake. And I don't know, it resonated with me because that's what you see. It's like you have to, this whole fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it. Play the position, if you will. A culture of inauthenticity, if you will, of plastic, of the veneer, the facade. But I'm talking about something that's skin deep, it's deep down in your muscle tissue. It's in your bone marrow. It's in your lymphatic system, in your lymph nodes. It comes out in your sweat. It comes out when you breathe, you expel it. You were made for this shit. Your magnificent obsession. Your past undoubtedly has prepared you for who you are becoming. What do they say? Mountains do not rise without earthquakes. If you are not willing to learn, though, no one can help you. No one can help you if you're not willing to learn. If you are determined, though, to learn, nothing will stop you. The economy won't stop you. Heartbreak warfare won't stop you. Lack of funds won't stop you. But you know, we often have to heal some things. We got to deal with some things first before we can tap in and tune in. And healing can feel messy. Healing, sometimes stagnant, always lonely. Healing, you heal in solitude. You heal in darkness. You grow. The growth hormones are produced only while you sleep. You must always heal alone. The same way you were born alone, you'll die alone. All the deepest, darkest shit you'll ever go through and ever experience, you will experience it alone. And the basic causes of change are precisely those that are not subject to conscious control. And see, we don't deal with that. There's this Zen proverb that says, the world is won by those who let it go. The world is won by those who let it go. There's a higher symmetry to the world around you. A grand universal design that can add profound meaning to your life. The second you tap into it, and I had to learn this. I'm still learning it. I'm still a student. Make no mistake about it. I'm still a Padawan on this path. But the universe is consistently communicating with you using a hidden language of secret symbols that only a special few can recognize. You may see angel numbers, 333 minus 439. You may see 777 or 1111, 1111 always. You see it on license plates. Every time you look at the clock, every time you look at your watch, every time, it's these sequences of codes. And I'm telling you, it's coded language. It happens too much for it to be coincidence. What we do not know about ourselves, the unconscious project or will not face in ourselves, will be projected. What we do not know about ourselves, or what we refuse to face in ourselves. All that shit, your shit. The messiness, the deceit, the conniving, the liar, the narcissist. Come on. I say this all the time. You almost have to be narcissistic in this society because the society will beat you down so much you almost have to overcompensate, right? And then don't be dealing with extra stuff, right? A woman, you're a minority, you're LGBT, or you're an immigrant, or you're disabled, and But whatever we don't deal with, whatever we don't acknowledge, we will project it. Sit with that. We project our childhood wounds. This is our personal pathology, right? Our infantile longing and our individuation imperative onto others. These are the projections we aim at our partners in our most intimate relationships. Listen. Your guy, your dude, your girl cannot fix your shit. They cannot do the work for you because it's not their purpose. It's not their reason for being in your life. Like, we have to take responsibility for our internal wounds from our childhood trauma. When it hurts, observe. Watch where it hurts. Hone in on where it's tender. Because life is trying to teach you something. Most people don't see themselves as they are. First, you have to dissolve your own shames, right? The shame and the guilt, if there is any. And reasons why you don't deserve, or why you can't do this or you can't do that, or X, Y, and Z. Because a lot of us have unspoken limitations that we place on ourselves. Oh, I can't do that because I'm a woman, or I can't do that because I'm I'm Latino, or I'm West Indian, or I don't have the degree. I don't have the degree. You know what? I don't have I'm young. I don't have the experience. All this bullshit. All these bullshit excuses before you've even tried it, right? But a shift in perspective makes the particles in your universe dance to new possibilities. Stay with me. We suffer more from imagination than from reality. Always. And we're always given the very wounds that we are eventually meant to help others to heal from. Your test is always the blueprint for your testimony, folks. And it sheds light on where you should do your most passionate work. Because not all classrooms have four walls. The best lectures are felt, experienced. against. Anytime you set goals that are not aligned with your highest value, and you then don't achieve, right? Because you don't believe in them. In your heart of hearts, understand money circulates, like financially, economics. Money circulates in the economy from those who value it the least to those who value it the most over time. That's why if you put all the money and the wealth equally, slowly those who have little, well, they'll lose it. Those who have the mentality, right? Those who tend to, it gravitates to them for whatever reason. Because see, it's shit you don't understand, that we don't see, that we haven't tapped into, we haven't learned about, we haven't experienced yet. And all this is influencing what we're seeing. You have to be careful not to, to bring all of your judgment to situations you don't have a full understanding about. But you have to value giving more than taking. When it comes to abundance, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to money, when it comes to having things, right? Warren Buffett, at about the age of 11, he'd already read all the books in the Nebraska public libraries on wealth building. I've read a couple of his autobiographies, and one of his autobiography and a couple of his biographies. I'm sorry. But his big thing is books, reading. He just reads. He's like, everybody wants to know what I did to become wealthy. No one asks me the books I read. This is one of the wealthiest men in history. Modern day Mansa Musa. Modern day Julius Caesar. Wealth. Land, power, gold, assets. He is one of the wealthiest, richest men to ever walk the planet, and he was committed to the outcome. He was obsessed with wealth from a very, very early age. People who are really committed to wealth building, they study it, they research it, they mentor under it, they get up in it. They are constantly trying to serve people. They apply it. You will execute on whatever you value. Do you hear me? And exclusively what you value, to the detriment. We put in on what we value. Every human being lives by a set of priorities and a set of values. You can always tell what someone is passionate about simply by just taking the time to hear them, to listen to them. Because we all tend to converse most about what we truly value. You want to know what's important to someone? What do they talk about all the time? What are they tweeting about? What are they posting about? What are they consuming? We are inspired by our values. But I'm talking about what drives you, what motivates and stirs you, what makes you come alive, what do you wake up excited to experience. This is your magnificent obsession. But the issue is only a fraction of the population has a magnificent obsession. Those are the individuals who are setting goals and intentions, who move in purpose, that are congruent and in line with their highest values, the higher self, the higher mind, not this shit that's fed to us, right? Not only do you have to determine with crystal clear clarity and dexterity and focus what you value most, you have to determine what those who you will serve value, because we all are serving someone. We all are serving a community. We all are serving, even if you're serving yourself. We're all serving someone. That's just the way of life. That's the way of the animal kingdom. The way of the ecosystem. If your magnificent obsession is a shiny new car, What happens once you get it and over the months and years it declines in value and gets ordinary? Right? Because it has to be deeper than material objects and tokens of stuff. If your magnificent obsession is a house or bagging that dude, right? Getting that dude or that woman or winning the lottery, and you get that house or you win the lottery, then what? Huh? Then what? Our highest value is what the ancient Greeks called the telos, which is the highest priority in our life. Napoleon Hill called it our chief aim. It's the big why, your big why. Why are you doing any of this shit? Right? Why do you do the work you do? If you start from the mindset of, what can I do to make money? I'm just trying to get paid. Let's get this bread, right? Let's get paid. Let's get this bag. Let's get the coin. If that's your focus, if that's your magnificent obsession, instead of what should I be doing to help people? What's my testimony? What's my purpose? Why the fuck am I here? Like, why am I good at some things and not at all in others? What can I be giving back? What can I be dropping down into the soil? Right? Why are you here? If you hone in on the right reasons, you'll reach the people you're meant to reach. You'll connect with the souls you're meant to connect with. You'll make the money you deserve to make, and so much more. You'll get the happiness. You'll get the fulfillment. It has to be bigger than the bag. Because see, you want peace, right? We want peace. We want to be able to sleep good at night. I don't know about you. I want to be able to sleep good at night and have no worries or confusion or anxiety. You want to be free from worry. You want to be free from disease. You want to be free from burglars and theft and crime and the criminal element and the criminal underworld, right? It has to be bigger values connected to your shit, right? Why? That highest value is the most meaningful and the most purposeful thing you can do. Because here's the thing. When you tap into your highest and biggest why, you're the most resilient, the most adaptable to pain, pleasure, whatever, right? Like Denzel, King Kong, don't got nothing on me, right? You're able to keep going. You're able to move mountains. But if you're just, on some willy-nilly shit, the slightest of breezes, the smallest roadblock will break you. It'll break you. You throw in a towel every time. You'll walk away. You'll end the party. Everybody out the pool. See, the key is that everything you do is highest priority and that which is most meaningful to you, so you don't give up. Our truest nature, the same nature that activates the telencephalon in the brain, the telencephalon, the executive centers of the brain. Well, these are the parts of the human brain that will transcend pain and pleasure. The amygdala, reaction of the lower animal, the lower self, the reptilian mind within us all. But it allows you to function from an inner core mission that transcends and allows us to be able to embrace pain, pleasure, support challenge, and ease difficulties. Anything you try to do which is really just not you, it's not you, it's not you, and in your heart of hearts you aren't passionate about, you won't have the wherewithal to go all the way in or to go ham. You just won't. You won't. Because this shit don't mean nothing to you. And it's only when you start living in congruency with your highest values, your highest shit, you'll have the highest probability of achievement. And you won't give up on any of your goals. Even when you fall off track. because they are a part of your biological makeup. Form meets function. It's about grit and imagination and skill and finesse. But that's the difference between people who do what they say they're going to do and those who just talk shit. Empty words, shallow victories, no stretch goals, just going with the flow with whoever's fishing and whatever the economy offers you. Or when you start to strategize yourself into the bigger game, that's when you start manifesting things. Stay with me. Do you follow me? Little by little, you chunk away at your list of goals. First off, you have to have a list of goals. How many of you have a list of the shit you trying to accomplish? What would you like to do? Where would you like to live? What do you want your home to look like? Do you want a vacation? What do you want your days to look like? Before I left corporate America, I had sketched out. I knew I did not want to. I said, you know what? And quote me. I said, I want to be able to not have to put on a bra if I don't want to. I swear to God. Right? Oh God. Oh God. I said, I want to be able to, if I don't want to put on a bra, I don't want to have to put on a bra. And that's my reality. I manifested that for me. Because that was important to me. Now, whatever is important to you. You might be like, I want to be able to drive a Lamborghini. I want to be able to have a house in Santorini, right? Off the coast of Saint-Tropez, right? Whatever your thing is. But little by little, you set up systems to hammer down the debt, or you start creating space for the love of your life to feel. How you looking for your soulmate? You don't even have a space ready for them. You don't even have time and energy devoted to that. You know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But what they say, when you married to the game, it's easy to stay monogamous. You have to be committed to this, your magnificent obsession. Stephen Hawking said, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Keep rewarding yourself by accomplishing, immediate steps. If you stay persistent towards an objective and exemplify action every day towards your objective, sooner or later, everyone else kind of dies out, and you end up at the top. If you want to be strong, learn how to fight alone. Learn how to be strong alone. See, because winter is coming. Winter is coming. Lean times are always, it's ebb and flow in all things. Tradition, religion, structured society as we know it depends on you believing in someone else's experience and what they've left out, in the food bowl for you to consume via the various trending social avenues based on, propaganda and your own unquestioning obedience to a scripted paradigm. But the magnificent obsession is all about having your own unique, custom, tailored experience, retrofitted for your attitude, for your strengths, for your weaknesses and proclivities. Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor, and author of Man's Search for Meaning, he said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth. In our response lies our freedom. It's not what happens to you, baby. It's how you respond to that thing. You can either let it break you, beat you down, or you can let it build you up. It's up to you. You always have the freedom of how you respond or if you react. Someone said, never allow the pain of your past to speak louder than the promises of your future. Because the problem is, a lot of times we carry the baggage from one relationship to the next relationship. And you look up and you're a bag lady. Or you look up and you just got tons of everybody else's energy connected to you. And you can't grow, and you can't fly, and you can't propel, and you can't produce because you're holding on to a whole lot of shit that was never yours to hold or to latch on to in the first place. Because here's the thing. Being calm, unpressed, no pressure, relaxed, at ease, with not knowing, that's what's crucial for things to unfold and manifest and come together for you. Shit ain't popping for you and you know, negative, and you got to have your hands on everything, and you have to control the outcome of it. You're not leaving room for miracles. You have to be okay with not always being in control of every single detail. Because there are things just outside of your visible spectrum that would work out way better for you. But if you're steady focused on your way and your solution, you impede progress. So let go. Let go. And let God. Let go. And let the God frequency within you tune in. Some of you listening right now, and it might just be you. I don't know. You have to expel other people's vision for you and your life out of your psyche. You who is living your mother's goals and the shit she couldn't muster, she's placed it on you. You who has been in your daddy's holding pattern, full stop. Yeah, you and your daddy's holding pattern. You're walking somebody else's path. You've been in arrested development because you struggle with your magnificent obsession. The shit you want to do, what you're passionate about, and who you are at your core, juxtaposed with your family's issues, your family's values and traditions and motivation, or some hype you've bought into. What you see other people doing, what you see other people driving, how they're living. And that's the problem. Because when you think like everybody else, you make the same fucking mistakes as everybody else. You end up in the same debt as everybody else, right? That's one of my only issues with social media and how we consume the content. Like when we see the baby showers and the baby reveals and the wedding photos and vacation in paradise videos and the friend buying his new home or her new S-Class, right? The problem is you don't have the backstory, baby. You don't see the lead up to this or the blood, sweat, tears for some. Like they say, when you have a baby, right? I had a baby. Everyone congratulates you. But they have no idea how much you had to get fucked. Right? But the reality is that your magnificent obsession will save you if and when you get off track, and there will be times when you go off the rails. Because we're human. You're human. You know, you're not perfect. Shit happens. Life happens. I had to tell my nephew, he said, I got a baby on the way. Shout out to you, baby. If you're listening, I love you. But I said, guess what? Half the people walking the planet are not playing, baby. Half of us are not playing. Well, I can't speak for. I was playing, but my parents are married, and I was a honeymoon baby, I think. But half the people walking the planet are unplanned pregnancies. Oops, babies. It's life. It happens. But when you get off track, always bring it back to your why. when you fall off the rails, when you get caught slipping, because you're going to get caught slipping at least once in this life, bring it back to your chief aim. It will be the wind beneath your wings. It will sustain you during the winters of your life. A stone is broken by the last stroke of hammer. This doesn't mean that the first stroke is useless, or the second, or the third. Baby, you're going to take some L's. And you're going to have to put in some work. But success is the result of continuous and persistent effort. And showing up. And showing up. And keep showing up. And keep showing up. And keep showing up. Trust that life is giving you exactly what you need practice in. Because we all have to get our minds right. The body achieves what the mind believes. Always and in all ways. And if a nation or an empire ever wants to topple an enemy or opposing army, you attack the head and the body falls. And so, what are some of your ongoing constant epiphanies that show up in your life? Sit with that today. You really have to study the patterns in your life. For the remainder of this month, Stacktober surprise. Because anyone who knows me knows I call October Stacktober. Because it's harvest season. This is when you get paid. This is when you sow seed. And usually, the weather is cooling down, right? The leaves are changing. There's transition. There's seasonal change. There's a breeze in the atmosphere. I want you to write the vision for the next 5 days. Whatever your vision is, whatever it is, make it clear and succinct. Not no paragraphs. Clear and succinct. 1 sentence, 2 sentences max. And write it 55 times each day for 5 days. 5 days, 55 times. Write the vision. Your magnificent obsession. I want you to burn your magnificent obsession into your subconscious mind. Brand your consciousness with it. If you think it, baby, ink it. Write the vision. Make it plain. And trust the motherfucking reroute. Whatever comes, come what may, come hell or high water, you stick to it and you stay focused on your magnificent obsession.